Before we jump into today's episode, I am so excited to be able to tell you that my debut book, Optimal You, Supercharge Your Energy, Strengthen Your Immunity, is now published. Optimal You is a groundbreaking guide uncovering the 8 pillars of health for supercharged energy and strengthened immunity to optimize your health and extend your health span. Delve into evidence-based strategies to optimize nutrition, balance your lifestyle, reduce toxin exposure, and address root causes of health imbalances. It includes a 14-step anti-inflammatory nutrition blueprint to supercharge your mitochondria and fortify your immune system. Plus, you get my 4 lifestyle S's: sleep, stress, strength, and social, that form the foundation of optimal well-being. On top of all that, when you buy the book, you get access to a special area on the website that gives you all the resources, plus recipes and guides that we talk about within the book. You can empower yourself with practical tools and insights to embark on a transformative journey towards Optimal You. Head over to optimalyoubook.com to get your copy now, or you can get your copy from Amazon worldwide or your local bookstore. When you've got your copy, don't forget to share on social media, tag me in it at good_health, GOODE, and use the hashtag OptimalYouBook. I can't wait to see what you think of the book, and I really hope that it brings you lots of health and wellness. Now let's head to today's episode.
Welcome to the Good Health Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Good, a certified functional medicine practitioner, registered nutritionist, and author. In this podcast, we delve into the world of energy and immune health and wellness with positivity, from optimal health and energy to stress and burnout, right through to immune conditions such as thyroid and autoimmune disease. We deep dive into functional medicine, nutritional medicine, and lifestyle medicine, as well as the personal stories of our amazing guests, from Olympians to famous faces and guest experts from all different parts of the health and wellness world. It's time to stop letting your health hold you back and become the optimal version of you. Don't forget to come and join the conversation on Instagram at good_health, that's GOODE, or visit the website nicolegoodhealth.com to find out more.
Did you know that a recent study revealed over 70% of millennials report feeling burnt out at work? That's more than any other generation. And it's no wonder millennials are navigating this perfect storm of societal pressures, economic challenges, and the always-on work culture. But burnout isn't just a workplace issue anymore. It's creeping into every corner of life. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. I'm so glad you're here because we're tackling a topic that feels all too familiar for many of us: burnout. If you've ever felt completely drained, detached, or overwhelmed, whether that's at work, in your personal life, or even while scrolling through social media, you're not alone. Burnout has become a defining struggle of our generation, and it's time we understand why. Today, we'll unpack the unique challenges that have made millennials particularly prone to burnout. We'll explore why it's not just about work anymore, and how burnout is affecting our health, relationships, and overall well-being. But we won't stop there. I'll also be sharing some actionable insights and strategies to help you recover from burnout and protect yourself from falling back into that cycle. So whether you're feeling the weight of burnout yourself or you're looking for ways to support someone you care about, stay tuned. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clearer understanding of what's really going on and practical tools to help you reclaim your energy and joy. So let's look at defining burnout. Burnout is more than just feeling tired all day long. It's a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion that is caused by prolonged and excessive chronic stressors. It often leaves you feeling completely drained, cynical, or detached from things that once brought you much purpose and joy. Some common signs of burnout include things like constant fatigue, particularly if it doesn't fix itself with sleep, a sense of detachment or disinterest in your work or personal life, or a noticeable drop in performance. You might find yourself forgetting things, snapping at loved ones, or feeling like even small tasks are overwhelming. The World Health Organization officially recognizes burnout as an occupational phenomenon, describing it as a syndrome stemming from chronic workplace stress that hasn't been successfully managed. But here's the thing: burnout has gone beyond just the workplace. It's not only corporate employees who are burnt out anymore. We're seeing it in stay-at-home parents, in students, in caregivers, and even in people simply trying to keep up with the relentless pace of modern life. Think about it. Between endless to-do lists, social media comparisons, financial pressures, the expectation to always be on, it's easy to feel like you're running on empty no matter what you do. Burnout has shifted from being a workplace-specific issue to a cultural epidemic. In this episode, we'll dig into why millennials are particularly affected by this shift and what unique factors have made burnout a generational challenge. But more importantly, we'll talk about how to recognize and address burnout in all areas of your life. Millennials are classified as those born between 1981 and 1996, and they're often called the burnout generation, and for good reason. Unlike generations before us, millennials grew up during a time of rapid cultural, technological, and economic shifts. These changes brought unique pressures that set the stage for burnout to thrive. So let's break it down. First, there's the pressure to do it all. Millennials were raised with the mantra that hard work and education would guarantee success, but reality didn't always match up. Many of us entered adulthood to find that working hard isn't always enough, and the dream of stability feels increasingly out of reach. Add to that the rise of social media, which amplifies comparison and perfectionism. Everyone else seems to have it all together: thriving careers, amazing vacations, perfect relationships. It's no wonder we feel the constant need to achieve more, to hustle harder, and to never show vulnerability. And let's not forget self-care. That's marketed to us as another thing that we should be excelling at. Millennials are also one of the most financially burdened generations. Many entered the workforce during or just after the 2008 financial crisis. They were facing stagnant wages, skyrocketing student debt, and rising living costs. Unlike previous generations, millennials are less likely to own homes or have long-term job security. Instead, many rely on gig work or side hustles just to make ends meet, and this constant economic uncertainty creates that perfect storm for stress and burnout. Then there's the always-on work culture. Thanks to technology, we're expected to be available 24/7, answering emails, attending virtual meetings, even working when we're on holiday. The boundaries between work and life have blurred so much that for many they no longer exist. And let's be real, the pressure to overperform is immense. Many millennials feel the need to go above and beyond just to prove their worth, often sacrificing their health and personal time in the process. It's not just work, though. Millennials are also juggling multiple roles, building careers, starting families, pursuing side projects, all while trying to stay connected to friends, keep up with endless to-do lists. The overcommitment leaves little room for recovery. We're also seeing lifestyle factors like poor sleep, irregular meals, and sedentary habits taking a toll. When you're running on coffee and fast food, it's really hard for your body or your mind to keep up. So it's clear that millennials aren't lazy or entitled, as stereotypes sometimes suggest. They're actually a generation that are stuck in this pressure cooker of unrealistic expectations, economic stress, and cultural shifts. But what does all of this mean for our health and well-being? Let's look at the impact that burnout has on every aspect of life and what we can do about it. Burnout isn't just about feeling tired or stressed. It's a state of prolonged exhaustion that can wreak havoc on your body and mind. When we ignore the signs and we keep pushing through, the consequences can be severe, affecting everything from our physical health to our emotional well-being. But let's start with the body. Burnout has been linked to a wide range of physical health problems, including chronic fatigue that no amount of sleep seems to fix, increased risk of heart disease and high blood pressure, thanks to that prolonged stress that we have on the cardiovascular system, digestive issues because stress throws off the balance in the gut, and weakened immunity, making it harder for us to fight off illnesses. In essence, burnout puts your body into a constant state of fight or flight, and over time, this leads to wear and tear on nearly every system in the body. But burnout also takes its toll on our mental and emotional health. Many people experience chronic anxiety or feelings of overwhelm, depression, or a sense of hopelessness, especially when it feels like there's no way out of the cycle that we get stuck on. Difficulty focusing or making decisions is often referred to as brain fog, and we find ourselves being less productive. And here's the thing, burnout doesn't just affect you, it can strain relationships with loved ones. You might feel irritable, disconnected, or unable to engage emotionally, which can create this ripple effect on your social support system. When left unchecked, burnout can have long-term consequences. Studies have shown it's linked to the development of chronic conditions like autoimmune diseases, which are more common in people who have experienced prolonged periods of stress. The scary part? Many of these issues don't show up right away. It's like planting seeds of dysfunction that will bloom months or years later. And that's why recognizing and addressing burnout early is so critical. Burnout also has a wider impact. In workplaces, it leads to decreased productivity, higher turnover rates, more sick days, and for families, it can create emotional distance and stress. In communities, it can contribute to a sense of collective exhaustion. This isn't just a personal issue, it's a societal one. And the more we understand the impact, the better we can equip ourselves and those around us to combat it. Burnout is undeniably a serious issue, but here's the good news. Recovery is absolutely possible. In the next section, we're going to look at practical strategies for breaking free from burnout, healing your body and mind, and building resilience for the future. Recovering from burnout doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of rebuilding your energy, resetting boundaries, and rebalancing your life. The key is to approach recovery holistically, addressing both the root causes and the symptoms. So step 1, recognize and accept burnout. The first step is recognizing that you are experiencing burnout in the first place and allowing yourself to pause. For many millennials, admitting burnout feels like a failure, but it's not. It's a sign that something needs to change. So ask yourself, are you constantly tired no matter how much you rest? Do you feel disconnected from things you once enjoyed? Are you struggling to keep up with daily responsibilities? Acknowledging burnout isn't about giving up. It's about creating space to heal. Step 2, set boundaries and learn to say no. One of the biggest contributors to burnout is overcommitment. Learning to say no can be uncomfortable, but it's often necessary. Start by identifying what's draining your energy and look for ways to set boundaries. For example, if it's work, is it overwhelming? You need to communicate your limits to your manager or to your colleagues. If it's social obligations and they feel like they're too much, allow yourself to decline invitations. Remember, saying no to others is often saying yes to yourself. Step 3, prioritize restorative activities. Recovery from burnout requires rest, not just physical rest, but also mental and emotional rejuvenation. So focus on activities that truly replenish you. Quality sleep, aim for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep at night. Time in nature, just a short walk outside can really lower those stress levels. Get some gentle movement in there, yoga, stretching, or some slow-paced exercise can all be restorative without depleting energy. Or just find a hobby that you really love and enjoy, maybe reading a good book. Step 4, nourish your body and mind. Burnout often leaves your body depleted, so rebuilding starts with nutrition and hydration. Focus on whole foods that are rich in nutrients like fruit and veg and healthy fats. Make sure you're staying hydrated throughout the day and avoid excess caffeine and sugar, which can really worsen energy crashes. And don't forget mental nourishment. Read something inspiring, listen to some uplifting podcasts, or practice mindfulness techniques to help calm your mind. Step 5, rebuild those social connections. Isolation can really worsen burnout, so lean on your support system. Reconnect with friends or loved ones who lift you up. If you don't feel comfortable sharing about your burnout, that's okay. Just spending time with people that you trust can be incredibly healing. Step 6, focus on purpose and passion. Burnout often stems from a misalignment between what you're doing and what truly matters to you. So take some time to reflect. What activities or goals make you feel alive? How can you bring more of those into your life? Reconnecting with your sense of purpose can bring back the spark that burnout takes away. Breaking free from burnout is about more than just managing your stress. It's about building a life that supports your well-being, energizes you, and aligns with your values. It's a journey, not a quick fix, but every small step that you take, you're going to get closer to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Today, we've taken a look at the burnout epidemic and how it has particularly affected millennials. From the unique pressures that we face as a generation to the impact burnout has on our health, we've uncovered the reasons why so many of us are stretched so thin. But we've also explored hope, strategies and steps that not only recover, but also build a life of resilience, balance, and purpose. But here's some key things to remember. Burnout is not personal failure. It's a signal that something in your environment or lifestyle needs to change. Recognizing the signs early is crucial to prevent long-term impacts on your health and well-being, whether that's chronic fatigue or autoimmune disease. Recovery is possible with intentional steps like setting boundaries, prioritizing rest, and reconnecting with purpose. And finally, you don't have to do this alone. Lean on your support system or seek professional help if you need. I also want to remind you about my new book, Optimal You, Supercharge Your Energy, Strengthen Your Immunity. If today's discussion about burnout resonated with you, this book is the perfect resource to take you on the next step in your journey. It includes a full nutrition plan designed to rebuild your energy and support your body as you recover from burnout. It offers actionable lifestyle strategies tailored to stress management, sleep improvement, restoring strength, and building social connections. There's an entire chapter dedicated to adrenal and stress health, diving deep into how chronic stress impacts your body and what you can do to heal. Optimal You is more than just a book. It's a step-by-step guide to regaining balance and creating life where you thrive. If you're feeling burnt out or you just want to prevent it, I've created some resources to help you. You can follow me on Instagram at good_health, that's GOODE, for daily tips and encouragement. Don't forget my book, Optimal You, packed with all those actionable strategies that can help you to rebuild your energy and resilience. And we also have free guides available on the website. We'll link all of these below today's episode in the show notes. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's episode. Are you struggling with burnout, or have you found strategies that have worked for you? Share your story with me on social media. Use the hashtag GoodHealth, good GOODE. And if you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might need it. Together, we can start the much needed conversation about burnout and resilience. Remember, burnout doesn't define you. It's just a chapter in your story. And with the right tools and support, you can turn the page and write a new chapter, one where balance, energy, and purpose take center stage. Thank you for tuning in to the Good Health Podcast. I'll see you next time for more insights on living your healthiest, most vibrant life. Until then, take care and prioritize your well-being. You deserve it.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Good Health Podcast. Do share the episode with anyone you think it may benefit, and help us to spread the word on all things health and wellness by rating, liking, or subscribing to the podcast. If you want more, you can listen to more episodes on your favourite podcast app, or sign up to my newsletter for my favourite tips, tricks, health advice, brands, recipes, and more at nicolegoodhealth.com/newsletter. Have a lovely week. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Good Health Podcast.